Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word. Today, we're out here filming. I'm filming this episode in an old camper that we have. Just to kind of give you a better picture of what's going to happen here today. We're jumping into Judges, and we're reading chapter 18, verses 1 today. And it's called Not Taking What God Has Given to You. All right? It says this, and before I read it, let me explain it. In the book of Joshua, which is before the book of Judges, the people of Israel, the tribes, were given land. They were allocated the land. And God said to them, you take possession of the land. You need to fight for the land, but I'm going to be with you. I'm giving you this land. You need to fight for it, but I'm giving it to you, and I will be with you. Okay? And they saw God deliver them through all kinds of stuff. Okay? So they just needed to do it. And you saw the example of Caleb, how Caleb stood up and he said, give me the hardest part. I want that land, and I'm just as tough now as I was, years ago. And so he stood up and he took possession of the land. You're going to find out these Danites, this is toward the end of Joshua, toward the end of Judges, that these Danites have not taken possession of the land. They've taken possession of part of their land, but not all of it. And so they're like, we need some more land, and the Philistines are here, and we don't want to, fight the Philistines. And so this is what happens here. All right, chapter 18, verse 1. It says this, in those days Israel had no king, and in those days the tribe of the Danites was seeking a place of their own where they might settle. Back in Joshua, they already had land allocated to them to settle, but they didn't take possession of it. Okay, so they're just wandering around here looking for a place that is easy pickings, really, because they had not yet come into the inheritance among the tribes of Israel. They hadn't come into the inheritance because they hadn't taken possession of the land. So now they're looking around for a place where they can live and not really have to fight a lot. And that's how the whole story starts out. This is going to be the beginning of an elaborate story that you're going to see. And it starts out because they're not taking possession of the things that God gave them, okay, to start off with. And you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, that's all great. That's good for those guys back then. But we still do that today. We talk about salvation. Salvation is a free gift, and many of us don't take possession of that. We're like, oh, I'll try and, save myself, or, I don't need God. I'll try and, get to heaven on my own, which is crazy. Okay. Imagine with me that I say to you, hey, I want to give you a mansion. It's a mansion. It's down on Casey Key, and I'm going to be with you. I'm going to, you can have it, and I'm going to go with you. But you need to fight. There's some bad guys there. We need to get them out of there. It's my mansion, okay? But we need to get them out of there. But you need to fight to get them out, okay? You got to help me fight. But I'm going to be with you. And so we're on our way down there, and as we come down there, we come across this camper here. It's sitting beside the road. And you go, oh, man, no one's living in here. Well, gee, I wonder why no one's living in here, okay? And so you go, oh, I think we'll just stay here. It's free. There's no one living here. And that's what the Danites were. Or, it's just, there were some hobos in there. And you can say, scram, and they're leaving. Okay. And that's what the Danites did toward this story. They were looking for an easy place. And so in our story here that we're talking about, you go, I'll just stay in the camper. And you let that mansion in Casey Key to the enemy. Okay. And that's what's happening in this story. That's the beginning of this story, is the Danites didn't take possession of the things God gave them. And we so often today don't take possession of the things God gave us. Okay? Salvation being the first thing. Okay? And I'm not talking about prosperity, gospel, and all that stuff. I'm talking about just basic stuff that God has given you. And you're not taking possession of it. All right? I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word, and I'll see you tomorrow as we continue jumping into Judges. Lord's blessing. I'll see you then.